to actually make this cake topper in Cricut Design Space. So the first thing you want to do, this Mr. and Mrs. is actually an image already in here. So on my canvas, I'm going to click images over here and type in, let's try Mr. And you'll see there's a bunch of different ones. So this is the one I used right here. So I'm going to click on it and insert the image. And then this arrow, you can pull it to make it bigger or smaller, whatever size. So I actually kind of angled it a little bit. And so for when you want something to cut out, you need something hooked to everything, else it's gonna fall off. So that's why I put this rectangle down here and I welded the heart with the letters and everything. So then I'm gonna bring a heart in, go into shapes, and this also has a heart in it. So let's just use this one. And so like that one, I turned it because I want to weld these together here. And then I'm going to put the name down below. So I'm going to click on the text box here, and you're going to type in whatever your last name is going to be. And then when you come up here to font, you can click on this and find whatever font you want to use. I used see what mine was called, dress something. Can't even pronounce that. So this is what I used here, Drescher Grotesque. But you can really use anything you want. And again, size that. And if you want to move it a little bit closer, you can click the down button and close that in. So I'm going to bring this up here. And make this heart a little bit smaller because I want that, like I had it on the H there. And move this over and down so this touches. And then actually I'm going to move this one about there. So now you'll see that this is touching this one, and this is also attached to this part plus this part. But in order for all of these to get attached together, I'm going to add that bottom, because right now if I would cut this out, like this S is not attached to anything, the T barely is, so those would fall off. So I'm going to go over and grab a shape and do just a square. And I'm going to unlock it and make it thin and pull it out, and so it's a rectangle. And then I'm going to come add this on the bottom about there. But before I attach anything, if you want to add like the extra vinyl like I did on top of these, you're going to need to duplicate these first. That's why I have more than one. So I'm going to click on this, and I'm going to come up here on the right hand side and hit duplicate. And then I'm going to change this color so I know what it is. So I'm just going to make this red, so that I will cut out in vinyl. And then for this to stay together, you want to come down here and click attach. So now those will cut out exactly how they are. I'm going to do the same thing with the heart. I'm going to duplicate this. And again, I'm going to change that color. You can change it to anything you want just so I know what it is. So I'm going to move that down here. So I'm just going to move these aside. So now to put these all together so they cut out, I'm going to start welding them together. So I'm just going to use my cursor, go around the whole thing, and come down here, and you'll see weld. And I'm going to push weld together. So now you'll see it's all one color, and this is all one thing that will cut out. I also want to add a couple of these rectangles here to add to where I'm going to glue my sticks on. So again, just going to use the square and make it a rectangle. And just bring it down here, and then I'm going to duplicate it. So I'm going to come up here and click the duplicate, and then I'm going to move this about where the T is. So I have 2 of them. Okay, and then if you want to align them all, you can click on it, click Control, and then come up here and hit Align Top. So now they're the same, and now I'm going to weld all these together. So again, I'm going to make a box around that, and I'm going to weld it. So now you have this whole thing that you're going to cut out, and that I, again, cut out with craft board. And if you want to cut out 2 and glue them together so it's thicker, you can just duplicate this one. And so you have 2 of them. And then I'm also going to cut these out of vinyl. So this one I actually cut out in the floral patterned vinyl, and this one I did with the silver one. So when you go to make it, and when you hit continue, it's going to connect to your Cricut. You can browse materials, and I always click on here, and then I'm just going to start typing in craft board and click search, and you will see craft board comes up. So I'm going to click that and click done. So once that is cut out, you're going to want to make sure you come back in here if you're cutting out vinyl and change this. So all you have to do is click right on it, and then I'm going to click on vinyl because that's what I'm cutting out next. So anytime you're switching in between materials, you have to come back here and change this, and so it cuts the right thing out. So you're going to cut out each of your mats. And this is, I'm doing the craft board first, and then I'm doing the metallic vinyl, and then I'm going to do the pattern vinyl. And make sure to switch your materials in between that. So once everything is out, I'm just weeding off the extra vinyl here for the heart and the last name. And then I'm going to gently pull the extra craft board off my mat, and then pull off the cake topper. And it ended up being easiest to use my spatula to go all the way around it and then pull it up. So then you're just going to add all the vinyl. So I'm just adding the heart, and with the name I added some transfer tape on. I'm going to pull off the backing and then apply that right on top of the smith and press it down real well with my scraper. And then I'm going to remove the transfer tape off. And then I just hot glued on some sticks on the back. So I just placed a little bit of hot glue and put those sticks right on it. And that's all there is to it. So now I'm just going to put my donut topper together, put the top right in the top there, and then add some of the flowers around.